Today's episode, we're going to be talking about desire, the three desires that we have, and well, what causes us to desire, and do we really suffer with desire? So stay tuned for another great episode.
You are listening to Unboxing the Truth podcast, only the greatest and the best podcast in the world, brought to you by George Carrillo.
And so then there was I, just talking to that person, telling them exactly what to do. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know nothing else to do. It was a fucking cry on the fucking floor. So what else would I have to say? I remember I said, you could do whatever you fucking want to do.
All right. George here with another episode. That's right. Remember, fuck Monday mentality. We out here. We doing this. Let's have a great time. Let's have a good episode because we can. That's what's up. So cue the fucking music out right now. That's how we do it. Okay. So, first of all, I'm having my coffee. So if you haven't had your cup of coffee or your cup of tea, if that's your thing, I suggest you do that right now because this is going to be a heavy loaded episode. Having a great time. We're going to be talking about desires, 3 different desires. Why do we desire to desire? Or why do we suffer to desire? There's a lot of things about desire in our life that could dictate pretty much our whole entire existence, which is crazy, and that's why I'm excited to bring this in through. So, to start off, like I always like to do, the number 3 is very important in this episode. And number 3 is always going to be the most important thing in this show. And we'll talk about it as we go on. But I want to talk about 3. The number of that the significance about the number 3. Many people out there will understand, and some people won't. If you understand what 3 represents in your life, and it doesn't have to be something general, it's something specific in your own mind, in your own body, in your own life. When you see the number 3, and if you understand what it means, then you are in a great place, my friend. Now, this is not actual for everyone. This is for the people that I want to touch out there. The people that I want this message to get across towards for. So, we're going to be talking about desire, like I said, the difference between a need and a desire. So, let's start off with a need, right? The needs are the things that we need, right, to live. We need air, we need water, food, shelter, sleep, and then other physical essentials. Things that we really need, and that's for, psychological things or physiological things. So the physical things that we need, right? We also have to be free of danger. That's a need that we need to be, right? We can't be always in danger. I mean, that's not really healthy. Also, too, out in the world, we have to be social acceptance. We have to have social interaction and affiliation, which is important, right? You need to remember, in this world that we live in today, right? The new millennial, 2017, great time to live in. A lot of people fear social skill. Well, they feel the social environment, which is crazy, right? Because in today's world with technology, we're actually connected with the most people we have ever been in pretty much the whole existence of humans, or at least in this earth, right? And so we have to understand that, and this is very, very, very strong. We have to understand that in society, we're good to go, man. Don't prejudge what society thinks, right? Just be accepted, feel accepted, and accept others, right? Have interaction with people and have that affiliation with other people. Because remember, we're social creatures. Remember, need for esteem, right? Self-worth, competence. We got to have skills, appreciation, recognition, respect. This is huge. And this goes huge for pretty much almost in any field. Anything if you're an entrepreneur, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a construction worker, you're an architect. Or it doesn't matter us as a person, right? When we're growing up, we like to feel appreciated, right? When we do something good, we like to get recognized. And most important, respect. Respect is huge no matter what. That makes you the person who you are. If you cannot respect your mother, if you can't respect the janitor or the maid or the waiter, then how do I know that you're going to respect me? And if we're doing something in business, how do I know that you're going to respect our business, right? And one of the biggest things too, in order for all this to go down in our history, in our own self, we need the need of self-actualization, right? The physical, that mental, the emotional, that spiritual. We got to have those connections within us first, which that's where it all starts on, right? So it's crazy, right? Those needs, the needs that we need to live in this world, in this world, in this earth, right? In this planet. And hopefully I am a science fiction guy, so I will bring in some science fiction stuff. So, man, I don't want to get into this, but the needs, it's crazy, right? It's amazing. It's and one thing that I was kind of reading, and hopefully let me try to look for it here. Remember, we're always making these episodes always live, so it's all somewhat improv, someone's their script. So that's how we want to know. That's how you know it's on script. It's unfucking filtered. We got to do this shit, right? Anyway, so it's crazy that we have about 7, close to 8 billion people already in this world, right? And there's only still a certain million people that only have access to these needs. And when we talk about these needs, it's the needs that these things here, right, that I just talked about, that we need to survive. That means like you're living in the perfect world. If you have these needs completed in your life, your quality of life should be good. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, middle class, doesn't matter. But if you have these things here, then that is called wealth. You're wealthy in life, in spirit, etc., etc. So now let's talk about desire, right? Remember, you need to have these needs or else you fucking die, right? Desire is what some people know them as wants. Man, I fucking want the new beats, man. I want the new J's. I want this, I want that, etc., etc. And it all comes down to 3 desires that realistically dictate our life. And you might not think about this, but the first one is sleep, right? We love to sleep. Sleeping is a cousin of death, man. Hip hop, right? It's crazy. Sometimes when you sleep too much, you're still tired and you want to sleep more. Sleep could cause you from doing the things that you never wanted, or the things they stop you. Sometimes they could stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Let's just say you work, at nights. So something like how I do, right? I work at nights. So in the mornings, if I don't wake up at a certain time, and if I don't do certain things at a certain time because I'm sleeping in, even though I already sleep in, right? If I sleep in a little bit more, there's a lot of things that won't happen, right? This show won't happen. Sometimes I can't even make myself a coffee because, hey man, I don't have time for that. Sometimes my phone is dead, even though it's not necessarily a need, but my phone is dead. And now I can't charge it, fuck. I'm heading to work with a dead phone, fuck. It's crazy how in this world, thinking about that, it's crazy. And so sleeping, man, it's crazy. A lot of people have poor sleeping habits, but yet they tend to sleep over 7, 8 hours a day. Remember, most people need about 7.5 hours a day sleep per day. No more, no less. We could get up to 9 hours, but I think more than that, in my own opinion, in my experience, that's a little bit too much. It's crazy. So you got to stop it. But sleep, think about it. We could manipulate sleep. We could take naps throughout the day. But as long as we're taking the essential, that is important. Especially for the hustlers out there. Motivation time. Yeah, some of us might get only 3-4 hours of sleep. But you have to understand that sometimes sleep is important. We have to regenerate. Our bodies are breaking down throughout the day when we're doing things. So we have to generate. But sometimes the hustle requires us to be up for multiple hours throughout the day, right? For more than 12, 20 hours. That's crazy. And those people that tend to do that, and I'm not talking about college people, right? The people that are doing it for their own, for their dream or their goal that they're trying to reach. Those people are dedicated, they're disciplined, and it's hard because when it comes down, you're going to be tired, right? You want to sleep. And so sleep is taking over. So you have to do whatever it takes for you to be moving forward. You have to be strong. And that's hard. So let's move on to the next one. The next desire. And the next one is eating. Food. We could eat all day. I could eat all day. Shit. If you take me to the buffet, man, I'll eat all day. Give me cookies, I'll eat all. Oh, man. We have to learn how to, manipulate that as well. And I'm not talking about, starve yourself. No, don't do none of that anorexia shit that we see in the world, which is very popular in the model industry. Don't do that stuff. You just got to know what to eat, when to eat, the portions. Now, I'm not talking about, now it's very difficult, these things that I'm talking about, it takes a lot of dedication and discipline. And that's something that I want to talk about hopefully in the next episode or on the next episodes that we talk about how we're able to then discipline our own mind and self, right? But talking about food, man, who the fuck is calling me right now? All right. We're making a show right here. We're making a show. See how live this is, man? Damn. But going back to food, we have to know when you feel full, man. I'm thinking about this. When you feel full when you're eating, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. Yeah, man. It doesn't matter how good the food is. Now, if you're going out there because it's been a long time, or it's been a long week, etc., you have to kind of, stay focused, and it's kind of like a recognition to yourself. You're recognizing for yourself or you're giving yourself a little reward for what you did, and that's okay. But when it comes down to every daily thing, we have to kind of, protect how we eat. We have to learn, when we're eating, eat about 3 or 4 times a day. If you're eating less portions, if you're eating smaller portions, you could eat up to 6 times a day. It doesn't matter. There's different types of diets. You don't have to go to a strict diet just to lose weight. But food is crazy, man. We get hungry. Body requires energy, and sometimes, we think about food more than our body thinks about it itself, which is crazy. It's all in our mind. And so that's one of the desires that we have to be able to control as well. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I know we could do this shit though. I know you can do it. I know you can, man. I could do it, you can do it, they all could do it. Think about it. Think about it. So the next desire, I didn't have a lot for food, and hopefully you guys could send me questions about how we could push this out for food. For the last one, I think it's a very strong one. A lot of people could be addicted to it, and the last one comes down to sex, right? Sexual intercourse. Doesn't matter if it's with yourself, masturbation, or moving forward with another partner, full-on sex. Damn, sex is crazy, man. It's another desire. It doesn't. Now remember, if we all go down to the basic sex, we only need sex to reproduce, right? We won't. And it's in our instance, man. Animals have that as well. When we have sex, yeah, it's an amazing thing. It's a very spiritual, beautiful thing that you could have with a partner. Now, a lot of people do it out there, just for doing it. And that's where the desire comes in. People go out there having sex for no reason. That leads to a desire to eventually, an addiction. Sex addiction. It's real. So we have to learn how to control that. I know sometimes or even when you're with your significant other, I know how good she looks, or how good he looks, or if you're, just, swinger out there, or what, doesn't matter. If you see the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever your preference is, if you go out there and all you feel is like, damn, man, I just want to get it. Oh, man, damn, we have to learn how to also manipulate that as well. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline as well. And it's hard because when we start thinking about, as for guys, right? Us guys, when we start thinking about with the wrong head, man, shit, it's very difficult to kind of like, take control of it and think about it again with our actual mind, with our brain. And it's crazy. And a lot of people actually lose a lot of shit for this. sex, man. Lose a lot of money, time, especially people that masturbate a lot. And it could be a problem. And if this is something about you, disclaimer, I'm not a professional, but it's true. We think about it. There's a lot of people out there that, especially the people that are not necessarily filling with themselves, they're not socially accepted. They don't try to interact with people. They're not affiliated with anything. They're not physically, emotional, mentally, spiritual, in touch with themselves, They're just, man, they're lonely. And we need to help those people. And I want hope, and I wish, and I want these people to really listen to this, listen to us, or listen to a podcast very similar to us, right? Because I want to help those people move forward. Because I don't believe that we all have a path in life where we all just don't do shit. Fuck no, man. We're here for a reason. Doesn't matter if your mom or dad had an accident, whatever, but we're here for a reason. It takes a miracle to be where we're at. And if we're here, then we all have a purpose to do or a thing to do in life. Doesn't matter. We just got to be focused, stay focused, be motivated, right? But going back to masturbation, yeah, man, it could be an addiction. It could be something that you shouldn't be doing. It loses a lot of time. I mean, I was a teenager one day. Sure, I did masturbate a lot. That's how fucking vulnerable I'll be with you guys, I'll straight up with you guys. It takes a lot of time. It actually does take a lot of dedication as well. And discipline in a way. Especially for the people out there that are doing it for a long time and various times a day. So let's put that same concept or that same mentality in the things that we need to do. Stay focused in doing what we really need to be doing. So sex, man, think about it. It's a desire that we sure need to have in our life, but we shouldn't all have it all the time. Because it could become an addiction, just like anything. I mean, going back to addiction as well, food could be an addiction, sleep can be an addiction as well. But we just have to be able to be balanced, and that's very important. That's why I can't wait till Jay Mines comes in, talks about harmony. Shit, man, it's going to be amazing. But I'm excited. I haven't been able to see the notes or anything about what we're going to be talking about, but I'm really excited for that. So let's move on to, remember I told you this is going to be heavy loaded. So what motivates us to desire? What is it that we want to desire? Why do we want to desire, right? And one of the concepts is that we always think about the grass is green on the other side. And it's crazy, right? But if we, now, the grass is green on the other side. It doesn't matter. It is. It fucking is. If you put in the fucking work, if you go in hard as fuck, it is green on the other side, right? But it all comes down to and I don't want to be religious, right? But it all comes down to certain characteristics of our fallen nature, right? That's how I like to say them, right? The evil people, the evil things that makes us do, right? So greed, fear, anger, envy, ignorance. That's why we like to desire. That's what makes us to desire things that are not needs, right? We think in our lives that our quality of life will be better because we desire these things. We want more money, right? Greed. Shit, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. Why not? Because you're scared. Man, fuck that shit. Man, I'm not going to do it, or this and that. Remember, anger. You got to be able to control that. Man, fuck, man. You see that dude over there, man, with the car, Man, envy. You got to be careful with that shit too, right? Or you're going out there, hey, why are you doing that? Oh, hey, ignorance, man. You got to be careful. These things could dictate your whole life and make you do the things you never actually wanted to do in life. And these are the things that motivates us to desire, right? We see all this media, especially corporate media, right, that we're seeing in life. It's crazy. We don't need that shit, man. But it all comes down, man. It all comes down to everything else, man. One thing I do this is a quote right here. Check it out. I love seeing this shit, and I really want to share this out. Desiring the impossible gives high stress. Desiring the possible, low stress. And that is very true. Think about it. When you start desiring, man, I want to fucking have a lot of money. I want to get the fucking Lambo. I can get the new fucking J's every time they come out, whatever. You put in a lot of stress in your life because you're like, fuck, man. You're looking at your paycheck and you're looking at bills. Fuck, man, like money's not coming in, man. Da da da. Right now, it could be a possible thing, but we have to be realistic as well, right? Now, desiring the possible. All right, cool. I'm gonna be saving up some money. Good to go. I'll buy my new J's, but when I can. Doesn't matter if it's the day they came out. Da da da. Roger that. Or the new beats. As long as that I get them, push forward. Now, at that moment in time, you're focusing in more of a realistic thing, right? It's still the desire, but it's more of a controllable thing versus you just going at it. Because, man, what's the thing? Why live a life where you have everything, but yet you fucking hate your fucking life, And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. That's why only certain people are up there. That 1% up there, those billionaires or those people that are running this fucking world are up there because we still don't understand that. For myself, it's fucking hard too. We don't understand that concept. Now, there are a lot of those people up there in the 1%, right? That are not happy at all. But yet, they're able to manipulate us to think that way. To think that they're having a great time. To think that they're loving their life. But they're probably not, Homeboy Joe from across the street, living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, he might not have everything in his life. But one thing that he does have, he has love. And that is fucking huge, man. That's huge. But I'm pretty sure that Joe right there has those survival needs that we need to have. Those needs that we talked about in the beginning of the episode. I'm pretty sure he has that shit. And, it all comes down to wealth, man. Wealth in life. We have to understand the concept of wealth and how, be wealthy in life. It doesn't mean materialistic things, but be wealthy in life. And having these survival needs or these needs that we really need is huge. Because if you're able to have these things and manipulate it to your world, having control of it, having dedication towards only certain desires, right? Or also to kind of, it's equivalent to saving more money, having a savings plan. Man, you're set. But it all comes down to love. That's where I want to just finish it off. Just love. It's great. That's all you need, man. That's why we're here. I think that's my purpose. Jay Mines has a different, perspective. And man, I can't wait for that shit to come in. But that's what I think it is. Love. We're here to love. I might be wrong, and so that is for the future episodes to come in. And figure out, right? But moving forward, today we talked about desire, the needs, right? The 3 desires: food, sleep, sex. Very fucking strong, very addicting. But most important part, I think that you should have taken out the needs, right? What is it that we need to do to survive? Shelter is huge. A lot of people don't really think about it, but it's very huge. But man, it's a great time to just simply talk to you guys, having a great time. Let me tell you a quick story, right? So at work, we got a new employee, right? And obviously I'm a former Navy. He was a former Army. Man, homeboy is crazy, man. And not in a crazy way as far as like PTSD and shit, whatever. But he's crazy as far as like he's so full of spirit. But sometimes I think that his full of spirit and confidence sometimes within himself kind of like makes him seem like he doesn't know shit. Or that he's going to fuck some shit up. But man, it's crazy. But man, it's a great time to just be alive in this time, man. 2017. You got to stay motivated. I'm motivated. Right now, I'm drinking coffee. I'm talking to you guys. But it's a great time, It's a simple talk. So, what I want you guys to do is today, hopefully when you're listening to this, it's probably a Friday, right? So don't think about, remember, don't think about Friday's a good time, man. No, fuck that. Fuck Monday. Every day is a Friday. Every day is a Saturday. Every day is every single fucking day. Doesn't matter what day it is. But I want you guys to think about what I talked about today, right? Think about the needs, you know, if you really need to make a sheet of paper, and if you want to send this out to me so I could, see it, whatever, comment on it if you want. Send them my email, man. info@unboxingthetruth.biz, right? Make a paper. Think about all the needs that you have in life, the things that you think that are needs. When you have that list, right, and it could be, it could be more than 20, 10, doesn't matter. Once you have those needs, look at it again and try to dissect the list and see what are things are really needs and what are desires or wants. So once you do that, right, once you separate that, now look at the want list and start making a shitload of wants, right? Law of attraction, we're going to get into a little bit later on in the show. Start looking at those things, and now don't dwell in them, right? Just look at them, right? Just look at them like, man, that's crazy. And why I want you guys to do this is because I want you guys, this is another step to getting to know yourself a little bit better, right? When we start putting things down on paper, and remember, we're looking at it, but we'll start seeing things on a different perspective, right? A different spectrum of how we actually think up ahead. Sometimes when we think in our mind straight up without even putting it down or talking about it or making a blog about ourselves, whatever, it's a lot different. Versus putting it down, you're starting to see it in kind of like a third person, and you're just like, damn, man, that's crazy. I didn't know how I talked like that. I didn't know I thought about those things. But that's one thing I want you guys to do, man. If you guys have time throughout the week, do that. Look at your needs. Take out the needs that are actually desires or wants. Make another list that are your wants and desires, and look at it and think about it. Trust me, it's going to help you to start off what we're going to be talking about in the next episode, which is going to be about harmony, life, the purpose of life, and moving forward. But remember, you got this shit, man. You got this shit. I know you're gonna do what you want to do. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay dedicated. Have a great demeanor, and stay dedicated. Overall, have that discipline, that will to do what you want to do. Because remember, and this is what you hear in the beginning of the show, man. I tell that guy, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do because that's the truth. Doesn't matter. Fuck the world, man. Don't prejudge anything, man. Just go out there, do what you need to do. It doesn't matter what you need to do, because you got this shit. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you, as I believe in myself, and I believe in the world. That belief, that hope, that's so beautiful. The fact that we're going to die makes us curious to do what we need to do. That's where we're human. That's where we're strong. So have a great motherfucking time until next episode, because this is going to be out. And man, I'm excited, man. Because I'm always excited towards the end because I'm about to hear this. Yeah. That's right. Hey, much love though overall. Thank you guys for listening to this shit, man. Much love, appreciated. Let's keep going. Let's making this shit happen. Any questions, send them to info@unboxingthetruth.biz. If you're listening to on iTunes, much love. You can see all the notes on iTunes as well. If you're listening to this on Spreaker, much love as well. That's where we're at. Let's do this shit. George out.